Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Hiking Journal, part one of our exciting adventure into Yosemite National Park to hike to the top of one of Yosemite's most famous waterfalls, Yosemite Falls. In this first part, we take a drive up from Southern California, enter into Yosemite National Park, and set up camp at the Wawona Campground before exploring the Merced River in what they call flood stage. Here we make the best of a somewhat shitty campsite as I cook up some grub for Jerry, Dave, and I. Tomorrow, we take a tough hike up to the top of Upper Yosemite Falls. Of the many iconic hikes in Yosemite National Park, probably the most famous landmark is that huge thundering waterfall that cascades right down into the valley floor. You ever wonder where it starts, or what it looks like up close, before it suddenly drops off the ledge? Well, we're going to go out and find out in this episode of the Hiking Journal. Now, Yosemite Falls is approximately 2,425 feet from the top to the bottom, and it ranks as one of the tallest waterfalls in the world, behind Tugela Falls in South Africa and Angel Falls in Venezuela at 3,212 feet. In fact, as huge as the Yosemite Falls seems to be, believe it or not, it's not even the tallest waterfall in the United States. That belongs to Olo'upenia Falls, located on the northeastern part of the Hawaiian island of Molokai. At 2,953 feet, it ranks as the fourth highest waterfall in the world. There's also several other waterfalls in Hawaii that crack the top 25 in the world, like Pu'uka Oku Falls on Molokai and Waihelau Falls on the Big Island. Okay, so Yosemite Falls isn't the highest waterfall in the United States, but Hawaii is kind of cheating because it's not really connected to the mainland. So what is the highest waterfall in the lower 48 states, you might ask? You know, everything from the northeast corner of Washington all the way across to the southeast corner of Florida. Well, Yosemite Falls only ranks as the third highest waterfall, behind Colonial Creek Falls in the Northern Cascades National Park and Johannesburg Falls in the North Fork of the Cascade River Valley. Okay, so it's not really the highest waterfall in the world, or even in the United States, but damn, it sure is impressive. And you know what? There's a trail that goes all the way to the top of it, and guess what? We're going to go up there today. The trail going to the top of Yosemite Falls is one of Yosemite's oldest historic trails in the park and was built way back between 1873 and 1877, just a few years after the end of the Civil War. When you're watching this video, keep that in mind as we climb steeply up granite stair steps carved out of the Mother Mountain herself by hand. Isn't that incredible? Standing at the trailhead across from the legendary Camp 4, the ultimate mecca for big wall climbers, looking up, you think there's no way in hell there's a trail up there. Now, according to all trails, the route to the top is 6.6 miles round trip with a whopping 3,264 feet of elevation gain. It's got an impressive 4.8 review rating, and it's listed as a hard hike. Yeah, no doubt. Of course, our route today doesn't stop at the top of Yosemite Falls. We continue on up a bit upstream and cross over the well-made wooden bridge over Yosemite Creek, just to get that dramatic view of the creek as it spills over the edge down into Yosemite Valley. Along the way, we meet some friendly people, get drenched by the spray blowing off the falls, and take a nerve-wracking descent to the falls overlook. And if you're a little squeamish of heights, then maybe this spot's not for you. All of this will be coming up in this next edition of the Hiking Journal, part one of our Yosemite Adventure, Upper Yosemite Falls. Coming up next. Well, good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Journal. Today, Dave and I were out here in Oakhurst, California, just outside of Yosemite National Park. We just stopped by Rayleigh's grocery store, got some supplies.
How you guys doing?
Nope, there's Jerry on the radio. Gotta find the mic here. Where'd it go? Oh, it's under the, oh shit, it's under the, there it goes.
I just saw you drive by.
Okay, the mic was under the brake handle.
Okay, I'm pulling out. I'm just waiting for you to come up.
All right. Anyway, we're in Oakhurst, and we're just I don't know, a handful of miles, 10 miles or something outside of Yosemite National Park, the main entrance. We have reservations at the Wawona campsite, and it's only about 1:25 in the afternoon. There's some big thunderheads boiling up over the mountains to the east of us here, and we got to get through Oakhurst here and get into the My guess is bumper to bumper traffic to get into Yosemite. It's going to be nuts because the water flow is...
I got stuck on the light.
All right, I'll just pull over. The traffic getting in is probably going to be nuts because everybody is coming up here to see that tremendous volume of water that's flowing over Yosemite Falls and Bridalveil Falls, and eventually Nevada and Vernal Fall as well. So I'm waiting for Jerry. He's behind me here. We both had to pull over and get gas, top off our tank. You don't want to get gas in Yosemite. There's only one gas station that's real expensive. So as soon as Jerry gets caught up, we'll continue on. We should be at the entrance check station here in about 15-20 minutes, I would imagine, depending on traffic. So anyway, I'll catch up with you in a few minutes. All right, well, we just passed the Lewis Creek trailhead. That's the trailhead we tried to go to last time we were leaving Wawona when we did Wawona Falls. So we're not too far from the main park entrance. And once we get into the main park entrance in Yosemite, Mariposa Grove is to the right. Another Jeep wave. And we're not going to be going there. We did that last time we were here, so we're going to continue on past. We're going to go right to our campsite and see how it looks, see how raging the Merced River is. But anyway, it's hot here. It was 87 down there in Oakhurst. Is that what it's called? Oakhurst. And it's only 82, so temperatures dropped 5 degrees as we've climbed a little bit. I'm hoping it gets a little cooler. And there's some pretty big thunderheads up ahead of us here. I'll spin the camera around here in a minute and you'll see them, but there's a 30 to 40% chance of rain this afternoon. Kind of dwindles over the next couple of days, but maybe the clouds will come in. It'll cool the place off a little bit. That'd be nice. Now you can see the thunderheads building up off in the distance. There's also a burn zone too, so you can see what damage has been done to the forest with the burn, but that was a few years ago. And we can see quite a bit of snow on the mountain still, which is kind of surprising. They did say there were 3 one-lane sections due to construction, and they were controlled by signals. So I don't know. It says one-lane road ahead, so I guess that still applies even on the weekend. It looks like we're coming up on the first one right here. Well, at least there's no flag, man. At least it's fair. You know, it's controlled by a light. It's got to be, pretty fair. First of 3. All right, we are already here at Yosemite. What's that say over there? Employees and residents with vehicle sticker only.
Pick a different row.
All right, we're here.
Yay.
Hello.
Can I get you some apps?
Sure.
And do you guys already have park pass?
We have reservation.
Reservation said residential, it'll be 35.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got
We have a pass, too.
Yeah, I got a pass. Yeah.
I'm a veteran too, so I got that going on too, but he's got the pass.
Grab it here.
All right, well that worked out pretty good. I really thought there was going to be a long line.
Well, that's what they said online, too.
Yeah, there's nobody here. That was awesome.
Are you recording?
Yeah,
Is
still
it?
recording.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just go slow and wait for Jerry. I can't believe that. We got right in. There wasn't any problem at all. They kept telling us, oh, it's horrible. It's a 2-hour wait to get in. And it wasn't bad at all. There was nobody there. But of course, it doesn't, well, I guess I should say it does help that it's Sunday afternoon. And the whole park is basically closed. All the campgrounds are closed because of all the flooding. So
It's only 4 miles.
I'm going to have to pull over as soon as I can because there's a car between me and Jerry now. So as soon as I get to the first pull out, I'll do that.
Okay, I'm through.
Well, we were inside Yosemite National Park and we've passed the second lights. I think there's 3 sets of single lane sections. Oh, speed limit went up 25 to 35. So there we go. It's actually really nice. It's 79 degrees. It's not too bad at all. Jerry's right behind me and the National Park Ranger is right behind him, so we gotta watch our speed. Not that you want to drive fast through here because you don't. I mean, number one, you're paying for the scenery. You might as well go slow enough to enjoy it. And number two, you got to worry about the bears, walking out in front of your deer, and you don't want to hit a bear. That'd be horrible. So, and not that bears would be out this time of day, but you got to be careful because they do wander around and they're out of hibernation now. They do have little ones, so you don't know how active they are at this time of day. Even though it's it's almost 2 o'clock right now. It looks like we're coming up to our fire management. So this must be a managed burn area right here. But anyway, we're only a few miles from Wawona, like 4 miles from Wawona, according to Dave. So it says smoke on road, reduce speed. So this is probably part of their controlled burn, I imagine. All right, well, we're right around the corner a little. Okay, the speed limit's dropping us down to 25 again. Oh, it's a nice Volkswagen bus. Look at that. How cool is that? This is the meadow. This is pretty close to the Wawona Campground, actually. I remember this. So we're not that far from the campground entrance. There's a sign right in front of us here. Let's see what this says. Wow, it's pretty. Oh, there you go. Wawona, elevation 4,000 feet. So we've arrived in Wawona. In fact, there's the Wawona Lodge or hotel or inn or whatever it's called. Looks like more cars are heading out of Yosemite than into Yosemite, which is a good thing. Even though we know our campground is full, there was I just checked.
It doesn't look like it's going to overflow.
Yeah, they said that they were near flood stage for the Merced River, and it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad at all. There is quite a bit of water in it, but it doesn't look too bad. The good part is we'll be able to hear it from our campsite, hopefully, and put us right to sleep tonight. Hello.
I was thinking this one also. Yeah.
It's me and the guy behind.
Okay.
All right, we have gone through the checkpoint at the Wawona Campground. The Merced River is just right there, right off the side of the road. And it's raging pretty good, I gotta admit. It's obviously the highest we've ever seen it. And we're gonna go all the way to Loop C. There's a Loop A, a B, and a C. It looks like the Snake River in Idaho. I don't know. Wow. But anyway, we have to go all the way through the campsite, all the way to the other end. We have to loop back around, and then because the campsite 98 is on the right, on the end of the teardrop coming back, so we can't enter from that side. We have to go around and come back. So we had to agree to all the rules of the campground, rules of the fire, rules of the bear storage, and which way are we supposed to go? I guess we're supposed to go this way.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I gotta back up.
Sorry, I thought it was.
I don't think we've gone down there before.
Yeah, just.
All right, so you made a bad turn. Jerry's keeping me on track. It says 31 to 37, so maybe that's only the campsite, 31 to 37.
Yeah.
It'd actually be a pretty nice campsite. It's right there on the river.
If nobody's coming, it's only right there.
Oh,
You
I know.
just-
I know. It's tempting, huh?
So you could just drive the wrong way. Be there.
I wonder how many of these campsites, people had reservations, and then they're going to no-show just because a lot of the stuff's closed.
Mhm.
We're looking for Loop C. That's what we're looking for. Loop C in the Wawona Campground. Oh, we're really close. Oh, it's right there. The river's like 5 feet from the edge of the water right there. Okay, this is looks like a do not enter sign. It says one way. So
You need to go that way, but the campsite's right
looks like
there.
our campsite is just right there on the right, but
there,
we can't
yeah.
go that way. So we're gonna do a loop around the back side. Wow, these are some good sights down here. Right on the water.
48.
So you're going to take the first cut to the right, right?
Is that what it is?
You can take a shortcut right here.
That's what it is, a shortcut? Looks like there's a shortcut right here.
Yeah.
It says 56 to 60.
Yeah, until you get up to the top.
I could have sworn. You say last time we were here, where were we at? Weren't we up against the river?
Yeah, we were in campsite number 1 last time. Okay, so there's 92, so we're getting there. Well, I guess we didn't have to
That one
go.
up there with the blazing sun on the left.
Yeah, the one with all the sun right here. That's where we're going. The one with no shade. Right here. This is it. Well, we finally made it to our campsite in Yosemite. Wawona campsite number 98. It's kind of, to be honest, it's kind of a shitty campsite. There's not one bit of shade anywhere in this campsite. We strung up a big tarp, and then Jerry's got an easy up. So we were able to kind of finagle our way into some shade. It's about 90 degrees, maybe a little less than that now, but We got it all set up. We're gonna take a walk down to the Merced. It's flowing rapid fire right here. Gonna get some great views of the Merced here in a second. You can probably hear it in the background as we're getting a little closer. Wow, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, this is pretty impressive to see this much water flowing down the Merced. And if you have a campsite right here, well, you got a great view of the Merced and also the sound of the Merced as you're sleeping. So Dave and Jerry and I are down here by the water just admiring the view and taking in this cool breeze because it's hot where we are, and at least down here there's some shade. Well, this is the exact same campsite we had last year. This is campsite number 1 in Loop C at Wawona Campground. Last year, see that bush out there in the middle of the river? We had to walk past that bush to get to the water. Look at it now. It's amazing what a little water does to the river. A little snow melt. And this campsite is vacant. Over at Wawona campsite number 98, and just as we took the tarp down, now the rain is coming. It's starting to just sprinkle on us here in camp. So, but we're okay. We got our hamburgers cooking. We're gonna do sliders tonight. We're gonna do White Castle sliders tonight. So I've got cheese, I got pickles, I got Hawaiian bread for the top of it. And as long as we can get this cooked before the rain comes, I think we'll be good. But you never know. Hopefully it won't be a total downburst of rain. We don't mind a little rain here and there, but if it starts coming down, I guess we'll have to button up the camp and retreat to our tents. You know, we might want to cover the wood too. Yeah. So we don't have a wet campfire tonight. Well, right now it's starting to rain. I'm cooking some, making some sliders, White Castle style. As the rain is beginning to come down here in Wawona. I actually can't feel it. It actually feels pretty good, but you can see it coming down in the sky. It's not getting anything too wet so far. You can see the raindrops on the boxes and on the chair. Well, the sliders are cooking. Looks like they're getting pretty close. See, he wants to be the guinea pig and try the first one. Well, we've got our sliders. I cooked in the Coleman griddle over there. Grilled onions and cheese and pickles. Pretty good. We each get 4. I already ate one, so I got 3 left here. Yeah, that little bit of rain, that's like 30 seconds of rain we got dissipated, starting to clear up a little bit. It's kind of nice. It's enough to cool it down just a tad, you know. Tomorrow we got a big day planned. We're going to do Yosemite Falls tomorrow. Ought to be a pretty good day hike. Might get a little bit wet. We're going to get some amazing views, I imagine, over Yosemite. Yeah. Everybody was scared, I guess, by the flood threats and campground closures. We thought it was going to be kind of a nasty drive into the valley. Might not be so bad. Yeah, we're thinking at least half of this campground is empty right now. And we have the worst campsite of all of them. Too bad we couldn't have just moved over one You know, all the campsites along the river are empty. I think people that were down there that had reservations got scared off by the news media and they decided not to come. And kind of a shame because it's really pretty down there. And we had sliders on the Coleman stove, on the griddle, and now we got the fire going. I'm going to be doing brownies in the Dutch oven, so that ought to be, hopefully if everything goes well, we'll get some coals that'll die down, and then we'll be able to put the Dutch oven. I think I'm just going to put it right on top of the grate, and then I'll put some coals on top of the Dutch oven. We'll cook it for about 30 minutes. I'll check it a couple of times, rotate it a few times, and if luck holds out, we'll have perfectly cooked brownies for dessert tonight. Mosquitoes are starting to come out. We had to break out the bug spray and the bug wipes. I had to put on a long sleeve shirt just because I could feel them buzzing around my ears and my neck. I could still feel them. So hopefully the bug spray will work. The bug wipes will work. And hopefully we'll get some stars tonight. And right now we've got some high level clouds. Hopefully those will dissipate and we'll get a good shot at the stars, and maybe if we're lucky the Milky Way tonight. So hopefully when these coals die down, we'll get the Dutch oven going and we'll get some brownies. Well, I got the Dutch oven on and got my brownie mix in there. Got some coals on there. Hopefully we're going to try to get as close as we can to about 325, 350. We'll see. It says it takes 30 minutes. It seems like a long time. I thought it was more like 15 or 20, so I'll be sure and check it a few times. Well, it's time to go rotate it. I'm going to give the lid a quarter turn. I'm going to give the oven a turn the other direction. That'll be good enough for a little while at least. Well, good morning. It's our first morning here in Wawona, and the Merced River is flowing pretty good, as you can tell behind me. This is a little slight bend in the river between the end of Loop B and the beginning of Loop C. And I slept pretty good last night. About 4:30, somebody's car alarm went off, so of course everybody gets a little nervous because you don't know why the alarm's going off. You don't know if somebody hit the panic button on their key fob in the middle of the night when they rolled over, it was in their pocket, or was a bear breaking into their car. You never know in Yosemite. So we took all the bear precautions last night. Everything, all of our scented items went inside the bear locker. All the food was in the ice chest, and I even had to go through the Jeep. I found a couple of power bars and some antacids and some bug wipes and some sunscreen. So I kind of forgot all about that. So I'm glad I took the time to go through the vehicle and make sure it was scent free, so I could get a good night's sleep. And I slept incredible in that 23-0 swag that I had. It's almost as comfortable as the bed at home, and that no-see mesh, nothing was inside there. It was all nice and cozy in there, and I slept really good. So anyway, so the sun came up about 20-30 minutes ago. It's on the other side of the mountain, and we're gonna try to get an early start this morning. We're gonna have a quick breakfast, get some coffee brewing, and then we're going to try to drive into the valley and see what the Upper Yosemite Falls trails look like. So this ought to be an exciting day. It'll be about 6.5 miles, but it's got 3,000 feet of elevation gain in 3 miles, so that's some serious climbing. And we're going to get wet too, because from what we were reading yesterday on one of the trip reports, you get soaked from the falls. So it'll be an exciting day here in Yosemite National Park. Stick around, follow me into the Yosemite Valley, and we'll see Yosemite Falls coming up next. I'll make us some coffee this morning. Picked up this Coleman coffee pot at thrift store. It's never been used, and this isn't your normal Coleman coffee pot. This thing is really heavy gauge steel. It's on par with the upper line of the GSIs, and literally it's brand new. The guts are brand new, and it was still shrink wrapped inside. So this is the first time I've actually had a chance to use it. So I have some fresh ground percolated camp coffee. That's going to be a good way to start the morning. All right, well, we are in the Wawona Tunnel. We're going to be driving through the tunnel here on our way into Yosemite Valley. We've been behind this moron for the last 45 minutes, doing 15 miles an hour. He wouldn't pull over. There's like 30 cars behind us, but look on the bright side. At the other end of the tunnel will be that great view of Yosemite Valley, and hopefully we'll be able to see Bridal Veil on the right and Half Dome straight ahead. El Capitan on the left, and eventually Yosemite Falls, which is our destination for today. Here's the exit and the famous Wawona Tunnel. Oh my God, look at Bridal Veil. Jesus. Of course, we're heading right into the sun. El Capitan is to our left.
Can't hold the wall. It's flooded all the way over here, man. Jeez.
Where's it? It's just running off of the...
Yeah, it's just running off the side of the hill.
Should be shooting out the window.
Well, we've finally arrived in the valley, and then this is the swinging bridge. And it's closed because the water is right at the base of it, and they've got a crew down there with a chainsaw. Way off in the distance, you can see the top of Yosemite Falls. That's where we're headed today. Lots of switchbacks today. Lots of hikers today. At least it's a weekday, not a weekend. Probably even busier. Alright, this is our first water crossing. Doesn't look too bad. I got a little dunking with my shoe there, but not too bad. Well, we've been hiking about 45 minutes on the Yosemite Falls trail, and this is a steep sucker, man. These big concrete steps are tough. We just went through a little water crossing back there. I got my shoe a little wet, but it's busy. But I think the farther we get up the trail, the less people we're going to see, because as it's so difficult, a lot of the older people, a lot of the young ones probably aren't going to be able to make it. I think a lot of people's goal is Columbia Rock that has a view of the valley, supposedly. I guess we'll find out when we get there. It's a pretty spectacular viewpoint right here. Well, across the valley, there's another waterfall cascading down from the top and into the Merced. It's hot up here in the sun. Wow, what a tremendous view. There's Half Dome. You can see the cars down below. That's where we started. This is what we've done so far. Pretty incredible, huh? All right, at this point we are at Columbia Rock. Half Dome is right over there, over my shoulder. It's all of Yosemite Valley laid out down before me, and the Merced River is down below. And what a tremendous view. We still got a long way to go. I don't hear the falls yet, but we're getting there. I remember when we climbed Half Dome, that was a tough day. We got a long way to go still. There's a lot behind us. Well, that'll do it for this first part of our spring adventure into Yosemite National Park during what was to be an epic year during flood stage. In part 2, we continue our ascent up steep granite steps through the thundering roar of nearby Yosemite Falls. We also take in some dramatic views over the entire Yosemite Valley floor and get a bird's eye view of some of Yosemite's most famous waterfalls and rock features. That'll all be coming up in part 2 of our Yosemite Falls adventure, the final push to the top of America's most famous waterfall. If you have any questions or comments about this or any other edition of the Hiking Journal, drop me a note in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons and tap that notification bell to get the latest updates to the channel as I post them. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the top of Yosemite Falls. Take care. Bye-bye. These steps are steep. The sun is intense. Feels like we're hiking in an oven right now. And some steep granite.